Hey out there everybody, it's Dave from Davestation VR, and welcome to episode 2 of PSVR Digest. This is the week of August 20th, 2018. Let's get into it. We'll start off with some news. We got a big new trailer for Ace Combat that has the release date in it. So it's coming January 18th, 2019. Everybody's been waiting to know when this thing is coming. They keep putting it off, and now we know. So we also know that there's going to be a VR mode that's separate from the main campaign. And in the past, they've said it was going to be somewhere around 12 hours. We'll see how that pans out. But at least we know when it's coming, so that's good. We also got a new demo for Zone of the Enders, which is really cool because that's coming very soon. And a lot of people had issues with the initial demo, with the graphics and the performance. You know, they'd see like double images and ghosting, and it just didn't feel very good. It gave people headaches. Thankfully, they have polished the hell out of it, and it runs really well now. The demo contains some of the same content that you've seen in the first one, but they add new cutscenes, new gameplay elements, and just change it up a little bit. So it's worth checking out. Should be in the US store tomorrow, and the rest of the world as well. We also got a demo for The Transference, which is coming in September as well, I believe. That's Elijah Wood's VR development company, and it's a spooky little game. It's psychological terror. The scariest Jenga set I've ever seen in my life. Just check it out. It's free in the store right now, and it'll give you a little bit of a spook, so enjoy that. We also got Sharknado VR coming in September, apparently. I don't know what else to say about that. It's Sharknado VR, guys. That's it. As of today, Gungrave Complete came out in Japan, which is coming to the rest of the world soon. There should be a physical copy. But the Complete Edition adds a new side-scrolling Part 2 that's a whole new segment of the game. So in the Japanese store, you can buy that as DLC right now, but I think in the rest of the world, we're going to have to wait for the Complete Edition. IGN also posted a full video of a match of Firewall Zero Hour to get the feel of, you know, what a whole round looks like in the game. So that's pretty interesting to see, and if you want an in-depth analysis of that, obviously check out Petrifying Pumpkins. As I said before, he is the guy for Firewall Zero. So pop over to his channel. He's got some in-depth stuff there. That wraps it up for the news. Let's get into the releases for next week. Next week is going to be crazy, guys. It's going to be wild. Oh my god. So we've got Torn, first of all. This is one that I don't know if people realize they ought to be excited about, but they really should be. It is a exploration, sci-fi, thriller, puzzle, mystery kind of game, and it looks really intriguing. I've heard good stuff about people who've played the PC version already, and I haven't had a chance to check it out, but it looks very intriguing, and the graphics look like some of the best stuff I've seen on PSVR. So keep an eye on Torn. We've also got Bout of Blood, which, as I learn more about it, seems pretty interesting. I thought it was just sort of like a pirate ship in the air shooting each other kind of game, like a death match. But it turns out that it's actually some sort of survivor thing where everybody votes on how your performance was, and you can make allies and whatever, but only one person survives to the end. So it sounds like kind of an interesting thing. And on your ship, you have guys that you can control to like repair or fire weapons and stuff. So it seems like there'll be some depth to it. And I'm looking forward to that one. I don't know a whole lot, but I'll be talking about that one next week when it comes out. We're also supposedly getting Catch and Release, which is a really laid-back kind of fishing game. To me, looks like the best fishing game we've had on PSVR, unless you're a Final Fantasy fan, and in that case, Monsters of the Deep is probably your one. But Catch and Release looks so relaxing and so delightful. I would like to see how that one plays out. So that's potentially coming out next week. And then, of course, Firewall Zero Hour. I don't even have to say anything about it. You guys know. On top of all that, there are two games that I've heard rumors about coming out next week, but I don't know for sure. So take this with a grain of salt. The first one is Apocalypse Rider, which is kind of like, to me, looks like a first-person Road Rash without the combat or racing. So picture just like dodging between traffic and going fast on a motorcycle. It's a Gear VR port, and supposedly might be coming out next week, so we'll see. The other one is Arca's Path, which seems to me kind of like a game where you maneuver something through puzzles and you only have to use your head. I like the art design, and there's a chance, I've heard potentially, that it will surprise release next week, but we don't know for sure. So, like I said, we'll see what happens. We've already got a ton of stuff coming out. I'd be fine if we just got those first 4 and not all 6. And that brings us into the review wrap-up for this week. We've only got one game to cover, so it'll be pretty quick, and I've already done a full review, so you can check that out on my channel if you want to. It's Track Lab for PSVR. It's not exactly a game, it's kind of a music generation tool, and once you get to grips with it, it's pretty unique and pretty interesting. But there is a very steep learning curve. Although a lot of the stuff I'd seen before release showed the creative mode, there's actually a puzzle mode that you're going to need to play to figure out how the game works. There's a lot of little gizmos and gadgets that in creative mode you won't know what to do with unless you've played through the puzzle mode. So it's kind of not what I expected it to be, but if you spend enough time with it and figure out what's going on, you can do some really cool stuff. I think it's worth a shot for die-hard creative types. If you just feel like going in and jamming out and impressing your friends, just get Electronauts. But if you want to create a song, note by note, beat by beat, and, set up all these loops, Track Lab could be something you're into. Just know that it's going to take a little bit of time to figure it out. Alright, to round it out this week, let's finish up with some sales. We got Invisible Hours, which is a really, really cool game. Very narrative-focused, all kinds of twists and turns. If you haven't seen this game yet, take a look at the trailer, check it out. It's 50% off, and there's an extra 16% for PS Plus. We've also still got Solus Project on 60% off with an extra 5% for PS Plus. Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. If you don't have that already, what's wrong with you? It's 25% off with an extra 5% for PS Plus. Resident Evil 7, once again, why don't you have that? But it's 25% off with an extra 10% for PS Plus. Mortal Blitz, which is probably the closest thing we have to Time Crisis in PSVR, even though Bravo Team came out, is 40% off with an extra 10 for PS Plus. And finally, we've got Killing Floor Incursion, that's still 30% off with an extra 10 for PS Plus. So lots of good stuff on sale, guys. If you haven't picked those up yet, take a look in the store, fill your card up, check them out, they're worth it. Well, that's going to wrap it up for episode 2 of PSVR Digest. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I'm Dave from Davestation VR, and if you enjoyed this, please leave me a like or a comment or subscribe. You know the whole YouTube thing, how it works. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.